Only 6 people inside that restaurant knew who Bruce Lee was. The 280-pound gang leader blocking the doorway didn't. His 4 enforcers standing behind him didn't. The restaurant owner cowering behind the counter didn't. The 35 customers frozen in their seats didn't recognize the slim Chinese man sitting quietly at table 9, finishing his wonton soup. That was about to change. In the next 4 seconds, the most dangerous street fighter in San Francisco's Chinatown would learn a lesson that no amount of muscle, no number of enforcers, and no reputation built on fear could have prepared him for. And every single person in that restaurant would carry the memory of what they saw for the rest of their lives. This is what really happened on the evening of November 14th, 1964. This is the story they still whisper about in Chinatown, San Francisco, California. The Golden Dragon Restaurant, Grant Avenue, Chinatown. Friday evening, November 14th, 1964. 7:20 p.m. The dinner rush is at its peak. The Golden Dragon is one of the most popular restaurants in Chinatown. 3 floors, red and gold decor, paper lanterns casting warm light across 40 tables. The smell of roasted duck, ginger, and sesame oil fills every corner of the room. Waiters in white jackets weave between tables carrying bamboo steamers and porcelain teapots. The clatter of chopsticks, the murmur of conversation in Cantonese and English, the hiss of woks from the kitchen. This is Chinatown on a Friday night. 35 customers fill the ground floor. Families, couples, a group of young men celebrating a birthday near the back wall. Upstairs, private rooms host business dinners and mahjong games. Outside, Grant Avenue is alive. Neon signs glow red and green. Street vendors sell roasted chestnuts. Tourists wander between souvenir shops. But inside the Golden Dragon, the atmosphere is about to change from warm and festive to cold and terrified in a matter of seconds. The man responsible for that change is already walking through the front door. His name is Raymond the Bull Leung. Not a nickname he chose, a nickname earned. Raymond Leung is 34 years old, 6 feet 1 inch tall, and 280 pounds of raw, unrefined power. He is built like a refrigerator. Wide shoulders, thick neck, hands like catcher's mitts. His arms are the size of most men's thighs. He doesn't train in any formal martial art. He doesn't need to. Raymond fights the way a grizzly bear fights. He grabs, he crushes, he overwhelms. In 14 years of street fighting across San Francisco's toughest neighborhoods, Raymond Leung has never lost. Not once. Not a single time. His record, according to those who've kept count, and people in Chinatown always keep count, is somewhere north of 60 victories. 0 defeats. He's broken jaws, cracked ribs, dislocated shoulders. 3 men went to the hospital after trying to collect debts from businesses Raymond protected. One of them never fully recovered the use of his right hand. Raymond didn't start as a criminal. That's the thing people forget. He grew up on Stockton Street, 3 blocks from the Golden Dragon. His father ran a laundry. His mother sewed garments in a factory basement for 14 hours a day. Raymond was a big kid, always the biggest in every room, and he learned early that size meant something in Chinatown. At 16, he put a local thief through a plate glass window for stealing from his father's shop. No charges were filed. The thief never came back. Raymond learned the lesson. Violence works. At 20, after his father died of a heart attack, Raymond took over protection of the street. Not for money at first, just because he could. Because people looked at him differently when he walked by. With respect. With deference. With fear. And fear, Raymond discovered, was addictive. By 1964, Raymond runs a protection operation across 8 blocks of Chinatown. Restaurants, herbalist shops, jewelry stores, import businesses. Every month, they pay. Every month, Raymond's 4 enforcers collect. And every month, anyone who refuses pays a different price. The system has worked for 6 years without interruption. In those 6 years, only 4 men have challenged Raymond directly. The first, a young boxer from North Beach, lasted 30 seconds before Raymond's bear hug cracked 2 of his ribs. The second, a judo black belt who thought technique could overcome 280 pounds of fury, was slammed onto a concrete sidewalk so hard he couldn't walk without a cane for 3 months. The third and fourth challenged Raymond together, thinking numbers would help. They were both in San Francisco General by midnight. After that, no one challenged Raymond Leung again. Raymond's enforcers are not small men either. Kwok, the tallest, is 6'3", 230 pounds, a former dock worker with fists like cinder blocks. Danny Fong, 5'11", 210 pounds, fast for his size, carries a knife he's used twice and shown 50 times. The other two, brothers Wei and Chen Park, both over 200 pounds, both loyal, both violent when the situation requires it. Together, the 5 of them are the most feared group in Chinatown. Police avoid them. Shop owners accommodate them. Other gangs respect the boundaries. Raymond Leung's operation is built on one simple principle: fear. And for 6 years that principle has never been tested by anyone capable of breaking it. But Raymond has a flaw. A deep, dangerous flaw that has gone unchecked for years because no one has ever been in a position to expose it. Raymond Leung is a bully, not just a criminal, not just a tough man who uses violence for profit. A bully. He enjoys the fear. He feeds on the intimidation. He doesn't just collect money. He humiliates. He makes shop owners bow. He forces restaurant managers to serve him for free while he insults the food. He slaps younger men in public for looking at him too long. He once made a 60-year-old herbalist kneel on the sidewalk outside his own shop because the payment was 2 days late. Raymond Leung doesn't just want control. He wants everyone to know he has it. He wants to see it in their eyes. The submission, the respect that isn't respect at all. Just fear wearing a polite mask. Tonight, Raymond is angry. He received word this morning that the Golden Dragon's owner, Mr. Henry Wu, has been talking, telling other business owners that maybe they should stand together, maybe they should refuse to pay, maybe if enough of them said no at the same time, Raymond wouldn't be able to do anything about it. This information reached Raymond at 11 a.m. By noon, he had decided to make an example. Not a quiet example, a public one. Raymond walks through the front door of the Golden Dragon at 7:22 p.m. His 4 enforcers follow, 5 large men filling the entrance. The restaurant noise drops by half in 2 seconds. People recognize Raymond. People recognize trouble. Mr. Henry Wu is standing near the cash register. He sees Raymond and his face goes pale. The blood drains visibly. His hands grip the counter edge. Raymond doesn't go to a table. He walks straight to the center of the restaurant floor. He wants everyone to see. He wants everyone to hear. His voice is loud, deliberately loud. Wu, I hear you've been talking. The restaurant goes silent. Chopsticks stop mid-air. Conversations die. A child at a nearby table is quietly pulled closer by his mother. Mr. Wu tries to speak. Raymond, please, this is my restaurant. My customers are eating. We can talk in the back. Raymond smiles. No, we talk here. Everyone should hear this. He turns to the room, addressing the diners like they're an audience. Your friend Henry thinks he's brave, thinks he can organize a little rebellion, tell everyone to stop paying. He turns back to Mr. Wu. You think you don't need my protection, Henry? Let me show you what happens when you don't have it. Raymond reaches across the counter, grabs a stack of menus, and throws them across the floor. Then he sweeps a tray of teacups off a nearby table. Porcelain shatters. A woman screams. 2 customers near the door stand up and leave quickly. The rest are frozen. Nobody moves. Nobody speaks. Nobody helps. This is how it works. This is how it's always worked. Raymond's enforcers spread out, blocking the exit, leaning against walls, arms crossed. The message is clear. Nobody leaves until Raymond says so. At table 9, near the back corner, a slim man in a dark gray suit sets down his chopsticks. He's been eating quietly. Wonton soup, steamed vegetables, jasmine tea. He's 24 years old, 5 feet 7 inches tall, 138 pounds. He's wearing no jewelry, no watch, nothing that draws attention. He looks like a young businessman, maybe an accountant, maybe a student. He is none of those things. His name is Bruce Lee. He moved to San Francisco from Seattle 3 months ago. He runs a small martial arts school on Broadway, just outside Chinatown. He teaches Wing Chun, modified with elements of Western boxing, fencing footwork, and his own evolving philosophy that doesn't have an official name yet. In 3 years, he'll call it Jeet Kune Do. Right now, he just calls it fighting that works. Bruce has been aware of Raymond Leung for weeks. His students have told him about the protection rackets, about the intimidation, about the fear that keeps Chinatown businesses silent. Bruce has listened. He hasn't acted. Not because he's afraid, because it wasn't his fight. Tonight, it becomes his fight. Raymond is now standing over Mr. Wu, who is backed against the wall behind the counter. Raymond's hand is on Wu's collar, bunching the fabric, pulling the smaller man up onto his toes. "You're going to pay double this month, Henry, and you're going to apologize, in front of everyone, on your knees. Say you're sorry for being stupid." Mr. Wu's eyes are wet. He's 58 years old. He's owned this restaurant for 22 years. He came from Hong Kong with nothing, built this place dish by dish, customer by customer, and now a man half his age is going to make him kneel in his own restaurant in front of his own customers. Mr. Wu starts to lower himself. That's enough. The voice comes from the back corner. Table 9. Quiet. Calm. 2 words. But they carry across the silent restaurant like a gunshot. Every head turns. Raymond's hand pauses on Wu's collar. He squints toward the back of the room. "Excuse me? I said that's enough. Let him go." Bruce Lee stands up from table 9. He pushes his chair back calmly. He doesn't rush. He doesn't posture. He stands naturally, weight-centered, hands at his sides. He looks like a man who just finished dinner and is about to pay his check. Raymond releases Mr. Wu, who stumbles backward against the wall. Raymond turns fully toward Bruce, all 280 pounds rotating like a tank turret. He looks at Bruce, takes in the size, 5'7", 138 pounds, a kid in a gray suit. Raymond almost laughs. "Who the hell are you?" "Just a customer who wants to finish his soup in peace. You should leave Mr. Wu alone and go." Raymond does laugh now, a big, booming laugh. His enforcers grin. Danny Fong uncrosses his arms. "This is entertainment. Some little guy playing hero. You want to be a hero, little man? You want to get involved in something that has nothing to do with you?" Bruce doesn't move, doesn't flinch, doesn't change expression. "It has to do with everyone in this room. You're scaring families. You're threatening an old man in his own restaurant. It's wrong, and you know it's wrong." The restaurant is dead silent. 35 people are holding their breath. The 6 people who know who Bruce Lee is, 2 of his students eating at a nearby table, a Wing Chun practitioner visiting from Hong Kong, and 3 martial artists who've seen Bruce demonstrate at local exhibitions. Those 6 people are sitting very still. Not because they're afraid for Bruce, because they're afraid for Raymond. Raymond walks toward Bruce, each step heavy. The wooden floor creaks under 280 pounds. He stops 3 feet away, towers over the smaller man, 6 inches taller, 142 pounds heavier. His shadow falls across Bruce like a blanket. "Last chance, little man. Sit down, finish your soup, mind your own business, or I'll put you through that wall." Bruce looks up at him. Calm. No fear, no anger, no adrenaline tremor. His eyes are steady, focused, reading. He's already cataloged everything. Raymond's weight distribution, forward heavy, his stance, wide, stable but slow to pivot. His hands, fists clenched, arms tense, telegraphing. His breathing, elevated, emotional, reactive. Bruce sees it all in less than 2 seconds, the way a chess grandmaster sees the entire board. "I'm not going to sit down," Bruce says quietly, "and you're not going to put me through any wall. but I'll give you the same courtesy you gave Mr. Wu. A chance. Walk out. Take your men. Don't come back to this restaurant." Raymond's face changes. The amusement is gone, replaced by something darker. Rage. Pure, wounded ego rage. Nobody talks to Raymond Leung like this. Not in Chinatown, not anywhere, not ever. He doesn't give a warning, doesn't posture further. Raymond Leung attacks. His right hand shoots forward. Not a punch, a grab. Raymond's fighting instinct. Close the distance, get hold of the smaller man, use the 142-pound weight advantage to end it. His massive hand reaches for Bruce's collar, the same grab he used on Mr. Wu, the same grab that's worked on 60 men before. His hand closes on air. Bruce isn't there. He shifted 4 inches to the right, just 4 inches. Minimal movement, economy of motion. His feet barely moved, his body barely turned. But those 4 inches are everything. Raymond's grab sweeps past Bruce's left shoulder, finding nothing. Raymond stumbles half a step forward, carried by his own momentum. His face registers confusion. Not fear yet. Confusion. That grab has never missed. The 35 customers don't understand what they just saw. One moment Bruce was standing directly in front of Raymond. The next moment he wasn't. No dramatic dodge, no spinning evasion, just a small shift, like a matador turning a fraction of a degree, and 280 pounds of aggression passed harmlessly by. Raymond recovers, turns, tries again. Faster this time, angrier. Both hands now. A double grab, reaching for Bruce's suit jacket, his shirt, anything he can get hold of. If he can grab the smaller man, it's over. Everyone knows that. Get those hands on someone, and Raymond Leung doesn't lose. Bruce moves again. Lop Sao, pulling hand. His left hand intercepts Raymond's right wrist, not blocking it, redirecting it. A light touch, changing the angle by 6 inches. Raymond's right hand grabs his own left arm instead of Bruce. For a split second, the 280-pound gang leader is tangled in his own limbs. The karate practitioners dining 2 tables away recognize what just happened. They exchange a look. This small man is operating on a different plane entirely. Raymond roars. An actual roar, frustration and fury compressed into sound. He swings. Not a grab this time, a punch. A massive, wild roundhouse swing with his right fist, aimed at Bruce's head. The punch carries enough force to dent a car door. It carries the power of 280 pounds and 14 years of street fights and a fury born of embarrassment. Bruce ducks 3 inches, just 3 inches. The fist passes over his head, so close it ruffles his hair. He can feel the wind of it. The entire restaurant can hear the whoosh of the swing cutting through air. Raymond's momentum carries him off balance, rotating him a quarter turn. And in that moment, that fraction of a second when Raymond is exposed, twisted, off balance, Bruce strikes. Ji Quan, straight blast. A straight punch from Wing Chun's centerline theory, launched from the shortest distance, traveling the shortest path, arriving before Raymond's brain can register that his swing has missed. The punch connects with Raymond's solar plexus, not the face, not the jaw. The solar plexus, precisely targeted. The diaphragm spasms. The air leaves Raymond's lungs in a single violent rush. The sound is audible across the restaurant. A deep, guttural whoosh, like someone dropped a sandbag from a rooftop. Raymond's forward momentum stops. 280 pounds of forward motion, arrested by 138 pounds of precise force applied to exactly the right point at exactly the right moment. His eyes go wide. His mouth opens. No sound comes out. His hands, those massive catcher's mitt hands that have broken jaws and cracked ribs, drop to his midsection instinctively, trying to protect what's already been hit. Bruce doesn't stop. In the same fluid motion, his left hand executes a pak sao, a slapping deflection, pushing Raymond's still extended right arm further offline, removing any possibility of a grab or counter. Then his right hand rises. Bu Ji, thrusting fingers. The strike aims at Raymond's throat, travels with terrifying speed, and stops, dead. 1 inch from Raymond's Adam's apple, 1 inch from a strike that would have collapsed his windpipe. The entire sequence takes 4 seconds. The grab, the evasion, the solar plexus strike, the deflection, the throat strike that stops 1 inch short. 4 seconds. The room has gone silent in a way that silence isn't usually silent. This isn't the absence of sound. This is the presence of shock. 35 people just watched the impossible. Watched a 138-pound man in a gray suit dismantle a 280-pound gang leader in less time than it takes to exhale. Raymond is bent forward, gasping, one hand on his stomach, the other hanging uselessly at his side. Bruce's fingers hover at his throat, frozen there. The message delivered without the damage. The promise without the consequence. Everyone sees it. Everyone understands. Bruce holds the position for 3 seconds. 3 long, silent seconds. Long enough for Raymond to understand. Long enough for his enforcers to see. Long enough for every customer, every waiter, every person in that restaurant to register what just happened. Then Bruce withdraws his hand, steps back, gives Raymond space. Raymond's enforcers don't move. Kwok, the biggest, has gone pale. Danny Fong's hand moved toward his knife for half a second, then stopped. He saw how fast Bruce moved. A knife wouldn't help. The Park brothers look at each other. Their body language says the same thing. Not this one. Raymond straightens slowly, painfully. His breathing is ragged. His face is red, not from anger anymore, from the physical reality of having his diaphragm shut down by a single punch. He looks at Bruce, really looks at him for the first time. The arrogance is gone. The bully is gone. What's left is a man confronting something he's never experienced. Genuine, technical, overwhelming superiority. Not bigger muscles, not more aggression, something completely different, something he doesn't have a word for. Bruce speaks. His voice is quiet. Only Raymond and those closest can hear. You're strong, genuinely strong. But strength without skill is just weight, and weight without speed is just standing still. You grabbed at me the way you grab everyone. The same move, the same instinct, the same approach every single time. That's your problem. You've never had to adapt because no one's been good enough to make you change. Predictability is weakness wearing a disguise. Raymond's eyes flicker. Something registers. Not just the words, the truth behind them. He's hearing, for the first time in 14 years, an honest assessment from someone who proved they have the right to give one. Bruce continues, I could have hit your throat. You know that. Everyone in this room knows that. I chose not to. That choice is what separates a fighter from a bully. A bully uses all his strength on people who can't fight back. A fighter uses only what's needed and nothing more. I'm choosing to give you something nobody else has given you. A second chance. Not because you deserve it. Because Mr. Wu deserves peace. Because these families deserve to eat dinner without being terrified. Because these people deserve better than what you've been giving them. He pauses, looks Raymond in the eye. Don't come back here. Don't touch Mr. Wu. Don't bother these people. Use your strength for something that doesn't require fear. You have power. Real, physical power. That's a gift. Stop using it like a curse. Raymond says nothing. His chest is still heaving. He stares at Bruce for a long moment. Then he nods. Once. Small. Almost imperceptible. But it's there. The nod of a man who understands he just met someone operating on a completely different level. Raymond turns to his enforcers. We're leaving. Kwok opens his mouth to protest. Raymond's look silences him. They walk out. 5 large men filing through the front door, past the paper lanterns, into the neon glow of Grant Avenue. The door swings shut behind them. The Golden Dragon is silent for 6 more seconds. Then Mr. Wu speaks. His voice cracks. Young man, thank you. Who are you? Bruce picks up his jacket from the back of his chair. My name is Bruce Lee. I teach martial arts on Broadway. If you or anyone here ever needs help, that's where to find me. He reaches into his pocket, pulls out enough cash to cover his meal and a generous tip, places it on the table. He nods to Mr. Wu, nods to the room, walks toward the door. The two students of his who were eating nearby fall in behind him, grinning. One of them whispers, "That was the fastest thing I've ever seen." 4 seconds. Bruce shakes his head. "It should have been 2. I was slow tonight. The soup made me heavy." The 6 people who knew who Bruce Lee was told everyone. The story spread through Chinatown in 48 hours. By the following week, it had reached Los Angeles, then Oakland, then Hong Kong through letters and phone calls. The details shifted with each telling, the way legends do. Some versions said Raymond brought 10 men. Some said Bruce knocked him unconscious with one finger. Some said the fight lasted a minute. But those who were actually there, the 35 witnesses in the Golden Dragon that Friday night, they knew the truth. It lasted 4 seconds. One punch landed. One strike was held back. And that was enough. Raymond Leung quietly dissolved his protection operation over the next 3 months. No announcement, no dramatic exit. He simply stopped collecting. Some say he left San Francisco entirely, moved to Vancouver. Others say he stayed but became a different man. Quieter, humbler. A man who learned in 4 seconds what 14 years of winning street fights never taught him. That being the strongest doesn't make you the best. That real power isn't about making people afraid. It's about choosing not to use it when you easily could. Mr. Henry Wu kept the Golden Dragon open for another 19 years. He never paid protection money again. He hung a small photograph behind the counter near the cash register. A young man in a gray suit. No label. No explanation. Regular customers knew. New customers sometimes asked. Mr. Wu would just smile and say, "A friend." Bruce Lee's school on Broadway saw a surge of new students in the weeks that followed. Not all of them were young men looking to fight. Some were restaurant owners, shopkeepers, older men who wanted to learn not how to hurt people, but how to stop being afraid. Bruce taught them all. He once told a student, "The best fight is the one you end before it starts. The second best is the one you end so fast no one gets seriously hurt. The worst fight is the long one. Long fights mean someone failed." 35 witnesses, 6 who knew, 5 who left, 1 who learned, and 1 who taught. Friday evening, November 14, 1964. The Golden Dragon Restaurant, Grant Avenue, Chinatown. The night a 280-pound gang leader shoved the wrong man. The night 4 seconds changed everything. The night Bruce Lee reminded Chinatown that real strength isn't loud. It doesn't need enforcers. It doesn't need fear. Real strength is quiet. It sits at table 9, finishes its soup, and only stands up when standing up is the right thing to do.